Guys, you remember when you're so young and oh my god, I want to get to 18 so that I can do anything I want. I want to get out of my mom's house. I'll be out of the door, like facing the wall, doing my own shit. Where are you now? You want to go back to your mom's house, right? The same feeling. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm here to talk about things I wish I knew in my early 20s, from 20 to 25. Those are your early 20s. You better use them so wisely, because when you get to your late 20s, you're in a rush. You are rushing to so many things, so better use your time very wisely. And today I'm here to share some of the things I wish I knew in my early 20s, but then now I know better, so at least I can help someone somewhere who is starting life. From my own experience, probably it will be of help to you, because guys, in your early 20s you know nothing, but yet you know a lot, and you're mature enough to know between what's good and what's bad. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, please make sure you subscribe, like, share and comment on this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. We have a good time on this channel. I know today I'm talking about something different from what I always talk about on my channel, but then I feel like a lot of you always ask me about jobs and like just life in particular. This video will be of help because 2023 is just full of so many imagination. Like, if you're in your 20s in 2023, watch this video till the end. Come on over, let's pick up where we left off. You know one thing, I feel like in 2023, if you are in your 20s in 2023, to be honest, if I was 20 years old in 2023, this generation is surprising a lot of people. When I was in my early 20s, most of us didn't have the same things a 20-year-old has now in 2023. Like, this generation is moving so fast, especially people who are in their 20s in 2023. Please, you better tell us what you're doing, because anyway, guys, I'm here to share some of the things that I learned in my early 20s. And one of the first thing is, in your early 20s you're so naive. I know there's some people who are very mature. That's what I was saying. In 2023, people are really moving so fast. Like, you might find a 20-year-old who is more better in life than someone who is 30 years old. What I'm trying to say with in your early 20s, you don't know a lot of things, but then at the same time, you are old enough to make decisions, because you might find a lot of people who are in their 20s now, they're living by themselves, they can make their own decision, like they're living their own life. There will be a lot of peer pressure, there will be a lot of mistakes. You're very young to make decisions, so when you're making some decisions, they always turn out not to be good. So at the same time, you are old enough also, you can do a lot of things in your early 20s that can change your life. So just know, in your early 20s, don't rush, don't have the peer pressure. Like, don't let anyone pressure you to do things. Don't feel like you know everything, because trust you me, you are so naive. Even though you will feel like, okay, I can make certain decision, but still you'll always need someone to advise you. Like, so that's something I realized in my early 20s. Like, most of the decision I used to make, either they turn out like vice versa, or they turn out to be good. Most of the time you always need a help from somebody who knows better in life to advise you. So don't feel like you know it all. Just know you're so naive. So it's okay to ask people for advice. It's okay to learn new things. Don't feel pressured with people who are older than you, that they know a lot of things, or people who are the same age as you. You're on the right track. Something else that I learned in my early 20s is learn to explore. Explore everything in your life, things like your talent, your career, your social life, everything about yourself. Like, that's the best time for you to know or to learn a lot of things. If you want to study, it's okay, because it's the same thing I was saying. In your early 20s, you're so naive. For me now, if you ask me now, I prefer, like, don't make decision, especially such like education, like what to study. Of course, there are some people who always know that this is what I want to do, but then, if I be honest with you, I've seen a lot of people who, like, finish their, like, high school and then went to college and do something because their parents were like, okay, do this because this is good for you. Or they see other people going to university and doing certain courses and like, oh, I want to do the same thing as so and so. Oh, my dad wants me to do this and this and this. Because you will always end up changing eyes that, like, courses they want to pursue, they always change it. You find someone is in university and then they keep saying, oh, I'm changing to this course, I don't feel like I'm feeling this course. And it's like just confusion, because you don't know what you want. You feel like, oh, I'm doing this and now it's not in market. If you can just take your time, learn who you are and what you love to do, because even now I see people who turn their talent to career. So if you love doing things, or if you love doing anything in your life, like you have a talent, you can take that talent into your career and it can be something that you can earn a living from. A lot of people make mistake of studying things that they are not sure about, as well as explore your talent. You might find like, oh, and you know how to do painting, you know how to act, you know how to do anything, like just name it. Everyone, I always believe like everyone is always good at something. So that's the best time in your life to at least learn what you love to do. Probably whatever you love to do can be your future career, because if you love painting, you can be doing painting. If you like writing, you can be an author. If you like, acting, you can be an actor. So always explore your talent, explore your social life. Like, that's the best time for you to travel. That's the best time for you to do things. Like, you always make a bad decision. Like I said, you'll always like find yourself in faults many times. I can just tell you that your early 20s are the best time to make bad decisions. But I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to tell you to make bad decision. But then, whenever you make a decision in your early 20s, you always have to change that decision at some point. You will always, so it's always good to explore other things. Like, don't feel bad because yesterday you slept and said, okay, tomorrow when I wake up I want to be a doctor, and then the next day you change, you say, okay, tomorrow when I wake up I want to be a pilot, or tomorrow when I wake up I want to be the dentist. It's okay, change your decisions like every now and then. It's normal, because these early 20s, you're always confused. You're always confused on what to do. So I found myself doing that in some certain way. With so many things, I did that with education. I did that with my career. I did that with so many things. But then now, if I look back, I learn a lot from that. It's very, very good, because now if I want to make a decision, I know also it's still not 100%, because there is no one in this world. I don't think if there is anyone in this world who always make a decision and it turns out to be 100% every time. We always have to fall, and it's okay to fall. So just learn in your early 20s. You will always fall down, you will always be up, you will always be down, you always change your mind every time. It's okay to change your mind. Something else I learned in my early 20s is, do you see the people that you grew up with, like let's say in your neighborhood, your childhood friends? Just know that these people one day you'll always part ways, and it's okay. I used to feel bad, especially when I lose like friends, like when people hurt me. Everyone that you meet in your life, you always feel like, okay, you are attached to these people. They can never leave your life. These are people that you go far with them. Shock on you. At some point in your life, you always have to part ways with these people. You will meet people with different energy. You will meet people with different mindset. You will meet people with different characters. the same people that you will always trust will always hurt you. You will always hurt them. At some point, you might end up leaving your country. You might end up leaving the area that you are living. So you will never have those childhood friends. And most of the time, when you part ways with people, either the relationship might be strong, or maybe it might, go down. So you have to learn to accept that it's okay to let people go. It's okay when people hurt you, forgive and let them go and move on with your life. Don't feel attached to people, so that even when they wrong you or when you wrong them, you just have to stick with them. Learn to understand that people will come and go in your life. You'll make mistakes with friends, you'll make mistake with relationship, you'll make mistake with family, parents. There's a lot to learn in your early 20s. There's a lot to learn, which I came to realize, like, everyone you meet in your life is not entitled to be in your life forever. At some point in life, they will just have to go, or maybe you'll meet them somewhere, or you might never meet them. And then something else is, in your early 20s, you have to learn one thing. This, I think, is very, very important. There is always time for everything, and there is always time for everyone. If it's your time, you will shine. You will shine. You'll be outside there like flower. Everyone will see you. But then, if it's not your time, learn to understand it's not your time. And you just have to be a believer. It's either you're believing in God in this, but then you have to be a believer, because there's some certain time things will be going well with you, sometimes things will not be going well with you. So you just have to learn to understand that there is time for everyone, there's time for everything. Whenever you see your friends that you went to the same school, or you did everything together, like their life has just changed all of a sudden, and you're like, oh, why is my life still the same? Why things are not working for me? Blah blah blah. You start getting stressed, you started being depressed, you started having that envy thing, like you start hating your friends, you start just changing because things are not going your way at that time. But then it's okay. Just learn to understand that it's not every time that things will always go as you want. Or if I wake up tomorrow, I want to have a car. If I wake up tomorrow, I want to have a house. No, things will not work in that way. Just learn to understand there is time for this person and there is time for this person. And when your time comes, you will always shine. And if it's not your time yet, learn to just celebrate other people. It's normal, but I know it can be stressful sometimes, but then the more you will think about it is the more you'll stress yourself. But then if you just kneel down and pray to God and just ask God, like, God, like, when will my time come, blah blah blah, you just talk to God and things will work your own way. So just learn to understand there is time for everything. There is season for everyone. People shine in different ways. So when your time comes, you will shine as well. Probably you might be shining, but then because you're not focused with your life so much, you won't see it. But then learn to appreciate when other people are celebrating their fruits. It's okay, and your time will come. Okay? You're still young, you still have a long way to go. So don't have the peer pressure, like especially now. I don't know even how people in their like early 20s are doing now, because how do you cope up with the internet? Because you wake up in the morning, you see someone who is younger than you, he's just living their best life, and you're just, anyway. That's why they say, anyway, social media is not real. That's what I know. Social media is not real, so don't let that pressure you. Live your life and you'll be so, so happy. Just appreciate what you have, and when your time comes, you'll have it all. And something else is, guys, in your early 20s as well, you have to be very prayerful, because you will always meet different type of energy. And if you don't have faith in God, I don't know how you'll do it, because outside here it's very cruel. People are very cruel, and you never know what other people are planning on you. As well as you have to be very secretive, like with your own stuff. It's okay not to tell people everything about your life, be it your family member, be it your friends, be it that person that you trust so much, you don't have to tell them everything, because you never know what other people are wishing you. Sometimes it's good to keep things to yourself, because the more you share things to different people, people have like energy. Probably they don't even know, but then their energy can be bringing like your morale down sometimes, because sometimes you might have some ideas, you might have some plans in future, you might have a talent, you might just be good at something, but then if you are someone who likes sharing everything, like anything that you want to do, I have to share to this person, I have to share to this person, and then just all of a sudden things are not going your way. It's not that people are bad, no, but then sometimes it's the energy. It's not that everyone that you tell them everything about your life, they are happy about it. Because you might tell someone, oh, I want to do this, and then just because they're not in this, in that space in their life to do that, they will not feel happy for you, and then that's the kind of energy I'm trying to talk about, guys. So it's okay to keep things to yourself, and you don't have to feel bad because you cannot tell people everything about your life, and you don't need to explain everything to people. It's okay to keep things to yourself. And also one thing is you have to learn is it's okay to tell people you cannot do things without explaining. In your early 20s, you're so hype, you want to, please everyone, and like your friends, your family, everyone. Guys, it's fine. Sometimes when you don't feel like doing something, if you don't feel like going to hang out with your friends, if you don't feel like doing something to someone, if your friend asks you to do something and you don't feel like doing it, or you're not in a position to do it, and then you feel bad like telling them like, oh, I can't do that because blah 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 blah, you don't need to explain. It's okay. It's okay to tell people that I can't do it. I can't. And you don't have to explain anything, because the more you explain, the more you feel guilty, and the more you will end up doing things not because you want to do, but because you want to please other people. So just learn to say no without explaining. I think that's what I was trying to say. Just learn to say no without explaining yourself. If people call you out, like if you don't feel like going, I don't feel like going, I'm not coming. I want to sleep, I want to do this. That's something I came to learn the hardest way. Like, I used to please a lot of people because I didn't want to look like a bad person. Okay, if someone asks me to do this, I will do it. Not because I want to do it, because they are my friends. I don't want to disappoint them, so I end up doing the things they want me to do. So if you don't feel like going out to the club, if you don't feel like drinking, if you don't feel like meeting them, if you don't feel like doing things to people, or if they ask you for something, maybe money or anything, and you don't have, it's okay to say I don't have without explaining. You don't need to explain. It's okay. So learn that, and it will help you in future, because if you don't learn that early, you will end up pleasing a lot of people and wasting a lot of time. I did that. I learned that the hardest way, but then I'm so happy that now I can understand that it's okay to tell people no without explaining anything. So something else you should learn in your early 20s is, do you see the mistakes that you do, like the bad decisions that you do in your early 20s? Probably you decide to do this and then it doesn't work, and you just make random bad decisions, because you're so naive. Like I said, you're so naive, and you're trying to explore, which is very okay. Explore your talent, explore your energy, to explore what you really want. It's fine, but then learn to educate yourself from those mistakes that you are making in your early 20s. You see the small mistakes that you're making here and there. If you don't correct them in your early 20s, then they will affect either your future, or they might end up like causing a big damage in your life. So the small mistakes you make, just learn from them, educate yourself. Like, take time, even if it's about education or something, take time to learn. And I prefer to learn something saying that, oh, I know and I have time, I'll do it in future, and then when the future comes you don't have enough time. So there's small mistakes that you do in your early 20s. Learn from them, because if you pile them up, they will definitely destroy your future. You will never know, but then they will definitely destroy your future. And then something else, in your early 20s is the best time to learn a lot of things. That's the best time, because when you get to your mid 20s, which is 25, you start seeing life in a different way. So if you learn some things in your early 20s, which is 21 and 20 or 23, you can be in a position to even make better decision in your mid 20s. So always learn from your mistakes. Always take your mistakes and, put them in a table and then say, okay, do I want this next time? No. So you change it. So it's very, very important to learn from your mistakes. Something else, but I know this is, it depends. It depends, but then with me, I always, I don't know, everyone has their own opinion. Feel free with your opinion, it's okay. But then, for me, I think in your early 20s, you are so young to be married. Because as a woman, women we tend to mature very fast than men. A woman to get married in their 19 or 18, you've not lived your life, you've not seen life. I learned so many things in my early 20s that even now, if I want to make a decision of getting married, I know for sure what I've learned, what is important, what I should be looking for. I can tell you for sure in your early 20s, you're so young to get married. Even if you not agree with me with this point, but then you are so young to get married. You are very naive. You are making bad decisions. You don't know what you want in life. You've not explored, because that's the best time for you to travel, meet people, date, do a lot of things. It's okay. But then you're so young to get married, because look at all these things you're missing out. So if you start a life, like you haven't even enjoyed life, you're going to start a life with someone else. Huh? To be honest, I don't know how you guys do it. Those people who have gotten married in their early 20s, I don't know how you do it. But then if it works for you, then for the better, that's good. But then for me, I think it's so early, because if I look at myself back then and now, the things that I've learned, I wouldn't have make it in that marriage. If I be honest, I won't make it in that marriage, because there's a lot to learn, guys. There's a lot to learn. It's even best to just live alone, like just live by yourself. Start your own life by yourself without a partner. Live alone for a while, for probably 2 or 1 year or 3 years. Live alone, like individual, without a partner. Live alone so that you can learn how to do a budget in a house. Like if you have to pay rent, that's the best time for you to learn how to save money as well. You can learn how to pay rent, you can learn how to finance, everything. You can learn how to budget on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you get married and you've not learned these things, you've not learned how to make mistake with money, you've not learned how to save, and then you get married with somebody, for instance, and then you don't know anything, and then maybe probably you are getting married, because a lot of people who get married in their early 20s, especially women, they will always get married to people who are older than them. Like for instance, if you are 20, you will get married to somebody who is 25, 26, 30 there. Tell me, what do you know there? To give this other person the right to, to tell you what to do in your life. They will control you at some point. So don't get married. You are still young in your early 20s, especially women. On to my last point is about financial. In your early 20s is the best time for you to save money, is the best time for you to make mistake with money, but then don't just squeeze yourself. Explore. Save money though. Make sure you save some money. Make sure you have some money in your account. Make sure you have like 1 or 2 accounts. That's the mistake I wish I knew early, but then it's not late. At least I know now. I know better. So make sure you have like 2 or 3 accounts. Save your account, but then don't squeeze yourself as well. Try to explore, try to do some things. Don't say that, oh, I want to keep all this money in my account. I won't do anything until I get to 30, until I get to mid. No, explore, enjoy your money, but then learn to save, guys. So life is very short. You'll always make mistake, you'll always make bad decision, you'll always, don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, don't be hard on yourself. Just and learn to understand that there is life ahead of you, and also there is also life now, and we make sure you live the moment, because we don't know how tomorrow will be. But also think about your future, make good decisions that will not affect your future. Just learn from everything. That I think that's it, guys, for today. If in case I come up with other points or other things that I learned in my early 20s, I will be happy to share. But then let me know on the comment section if you want me to share such kind of videos as well. Like, we just have to educate each other sometimes, which is very, very good. I hope you've watched this video till the end. If you did, please make sure you give it a like, share, comment, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye.